That's great. Could you just talk us through the process of raising investment from start to finish?
Yeah.
You've touched a bit on it by engaging one of the big four, but what else was involved?
All they did was the audit. They were
Okay.
not involved in we didn't even tell them we were doing a raise.
Sure. Yep.
It was just, I just want a point in time, how do we compare?
Okay.
If we told them they were doing a raise, they would have tried to get involved. So what did we do? We probably 18 months out, that was obvious on the horizon for me that was a necessary piece. So I was really lucky to have a really solid mentor for the previous couple of years. And we sort of went through and said, like, structurally, are we ready? Forget if you believe where we're going. Are we ready? And our company structure wasn't quite right. So we had to do a whole sort of corporate restructure to become a PTY company. We'd actually set up as a unit trust originally.
Gotcha, right.
We didn't have a board or any formal governance structures, and I was quite nervous about what that would mean. Sure. So luckily this member of our board is, he's very experienced. He's been on quite a number of sort of tier 1 ASX boards. So right. He brought an ocean of experience that made me feel confident going down that path. So we put in place a board. We restructured. So we did a lot of our housekeeping so that we were structurally sound. We obviously were really comfortable talking to the product and the problem, and we had product market fit.
Yep.
So then it was like, cool, so where are we going? And really just documenting that. It's pretty vanilla. There's a million places you can go now to find out, how do I put together a pitch deck?
Yep.
Turns out, just do what they say.
Sure.
That's what VCs are expecting.
Yep.
Be predictable. And so we pulled that together, and I literally just went, cool, as of November 1, I start talking to people. So just, and LinkedIn's pretty handy, work out who knows people, friends, relationships. So
right.
Any warm intros, great. And then some cold ones too. Increasingly, the VCs have, many of them are more accessible now than they ever were. So yeah, we just hit them up and just like, here's an email, and in 7 bullet points, that's why we should talk.
Yep.
And I was kind of really pleasantly shocked at how many people wanted to talk.
Right. Amazing.
I think at that point we had like $1.5 billion going through the platform
right.
per annum. We had, good numbers around users and customers and profitable and this and that. I think they were a bit intrigued. It's like, okay, not normally what we're getting.
Yeah.
So, that was really good, and it was great. We got a term sheet offered. We went through multiple rounds of investment committees with another one. So
Sure.
we went through, sort of whittled it down, and then we got to a point where it was like, you know what, this isn't right. These VCs that we're talking to are great,
right?
But what they want us to be and what we want them to be, we're not actually a match.
Okay.
And that was a really productive kind of point to get to. And I think I learned a lot about really taking time to genuinely understand the formula, because I think the formula for every VC is different in terms of what they understand, how they look at the world, what they're focused on,
right?
What sorts of businesses they want to invest in. Many of them are good at articulating it. Some of them are not so good at articulating it, but you got to work it out because it's there.
Okay.
And yeah, like we worked out relatively quickly that a bunch of the people we were talking to, like, it just wasn't going to work.
Yep.
I was going to resent them and they were going to hate on me. And a lot of it was around the sector we're in, the business we're in. It's not like raise money July 1,
yep,
tip that into SEO, August 1, numbers go berserk.
Yep.
We're just not that company.
Sure.
So, we've got like, I think at the moment, this year we're on 99.2% retention. So we've got like almost no churn. Customers don't really leave.
Yep.
But we've got long, slow sales cycles. We've got, things don't change in a hurry because we're talking about big enterprises with relatively slow decision-making cycles. And to some extent, we're asking them to look at a problem that they've probably been ignoring for a while.
Sure.
So yeah, I just called it. Like we got to like mid-December. So it was all happened in sort of 6 weeks. And I was like, this isn't going to fly. And I think they were a little bit relieved as well because they were sort of like, this is great. We love where we're going. We love the team. We love the problem. We love what you've achieved. But I think it was best summarized by one particular guy. He said, if you can do half of what you think you can do in 3 years, in 1 year, then just tell us how much money you want.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't need to half what we're going to do. We can do that, and we've hit every number we've ever said we will hit.
Sure.
But it will take 3 years.
Yep. That's amazing.
And if that doesn't work for you, this is going to suck.
Yep. So is it down to
agreed.
Is it down to gut feel in that sense?
No, I just think it's just like it's
chemistry between.
No, I think it's mechanical. Like they're sitting there trying to get you to fit into a spreadsheet and look at your forecasts and go, do you fit the trajectory that we need to invest in? Like what is our return multiples that we need to see in what time frames?
Interesting.
Like it's really structured, right?
Yep. Okay.
They don't necessarily show this to you, but it's there.
Yep.
And it's like, we're not going to fit, you know, and that's the metrics of it. And then there's just their disposition. Like I think they just would have got frustrated. It's like, why are you guys taking so long? It's like, because that's how it works in our gig.
Yeah.
We understand our market.
Yeah.
Now, what was really cool is we'd built enough trust and good relationships that we actually said to them, who do you reckon we should, once they agreed, they're like, I think you're right.
Right.
And I was like, so who do you think we should talk to?
Okay.
And then they were like, wow, you should totally talk to these guys and these guys and these guys. They love this sort of thing. They like, and so they ended up introducing us to the people that invested. So I went, right, I'm going to take a step off. It's Christmas. We got the team together back in January. We had learned a lot about how big this could get. I think I do appreciate the VCs really pushed me hard on how big this could be. And I think in reality, when I looked at it from a different lens, it's like, wow, yeah, you're right. Like it could actually be so much, like I was already excited and it's like, this could be so much bigger than we'd realized.
Right.
Or been confident enough to claim. So we sort of went back, pulled those numbers apart so we felt comfortable and then went, let's go again. And basically the next two people we talked to, well, the next one we talked to came on board. They took out the whole round. Then I went and saw the next guys. We had already filled the round. They were really interested. And we had to kind of go back and try and negotiate some space and then extend the round a bit because we really wanted them in strategically.
Sure.
So that ended up being more of the administration of it because that was a relatively quick process from there. And once we got clearer in who would be the right investor and we just narrowed in and it was like,
wow,
that made it much easier.
And was that just 6 weeks from start to finish?
So the first sprint of like go out, talk to them, realize we're talking to the wrong people was about 6 weeks.
Right.
And then went about in Jan, maybe late Jan, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was probably another 6 or 8 weeks to get to the point where it was like term sheets are done.
Yep.
And then it was DD, which went, you know, that went for another whatever.
Yep.
Couple of months probably.
And they closed in August of 2018.
We closed in June.
June, got it. Yeah, amazing.
We might have closed, I think we closed early June and we announced in July, something like that.
And
technically, we sort of agreed on everything and then we decided for some mechanical reasons to just wait until the 30th and just execute on a round number.
Sure.
Because again, and I guess that was part of it, like, because we weren't sitting there going, we need the cash to survive. It's like, it'd be sort of better from an accounting point of view if so we were able to just sort of massage some stuff around to make it more convenient.
And for the people listening who are thinking of doing a fundraise, was it